สวัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับผมสวัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับผม
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. Our first participant tonight is Felicia Chan. How are you, Felicia? You've been away for a few weeks.
Ajaan, how are you? Long time no see. I miss your Dharma class a lot.
Did you have a good time at Khao
Yeah,
Yai?
I reached Malaysia yesterday night.
Yeah.
I have very good progress since I stay in Wat Khao Yai.
Good.
I long time no talk. I don't know how to talk already. I have to think first, then can talk. Ajaan.
Yeah, there's no need to talk, really.
Okay. Right, Ajaan, I want to report that I realized the mind and the body are separate. And the mind does not need the body to exist at all. When the awareness does not have a body at all, this awareness stays in emptiness. It is very peaceful and very joyful. And it is difficult to explain in words. I also realize there is no me, only the body moving. No me is moving. Only the body is eating, no me is eating. That is only the constant joy of awareness or peace. There is no rise and no seed. Thank you very much, Brother Ajaan, for giving me kindness and guidance and help me practice go smoothly.
Yes, you must relinquish your body. Don't be disturbed by whatever happens to the body. It's just another body, like somebody else's body, not your body.
Okay, thank you.
Let it be. Let it get old, let it get sick, and let it die.
Yeah.
Okay.
The important thing is mindfulness.
And wisdom.
Wisdom, yeah.
Anatta. Rupang anatta. Body is anatta. Yourself.
Yeah.
Just the four elements, not you.
Yeah.
Doesn't belong to you.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy, Brother Ajaan.
Very good.
I think I will go back again to Wat Khao Yai around 20 days later. I will go back another 1.5 months.
Good. Did you get a chance to meet Long Po, Long Ta?
Yeah. Actually, Long Po Utai still cannot talk. I just need the environment for practice only.
Good.
And no Q&A at all. I just focus on my meditation. Long Po Utai stroke. I met Long Po Buma 龙婆沙甸 and 龙婆 Sumedo, 龙婆 Philip. But I still know, because nobody helped me to do the English collection. That's why I cannot ask any question. I just focus on my meditation.
Are there any other foreigners there when you were there?
No, only me.
Just you.
Yeah.
But it's a good place to recommend to other foreigners, women, practice there. Okay,
Okay.
good. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Happy to hear your progress.
Thank
Your
you. Thank you very
achievement.
much. I stay there 74 days.
Good. 74 days without going anywhere.
No, actually, I go to Mudahan. I meet Long Po Kanji, and then I come. After that, I check into Wat Khao Jai again.
Okay,
Wat Khao Jai is my second home.
that's good. Maybe it will be your first home eventually.
And then everyone also, and how come New Year you still in Thailand, don't come back for New Year, but for New Year?
Yeah.
Just getting old, getting sick, getting die. What to do, sir? I don't know. All the Krisa.
Okay, good. I'll talk to some other people now, okay?
Okay, thank you, Brother Ajaan.
Okay, next is Yen So from Penang.
Ajaan, good evening. Nice to meet you again. So far, no question, Ajaan. Yeah.
Ralph from Nong Pru, Thailand, Chonburi, very close to Ajaan.
Namaskaran, Tanajan. How are you?
Good.
Good to see you again. I have one question for you. Something it's more of trying to get my mind around the English translation of Sankara in the 5 aggregates. Some places I read it as volitional formations in English, and other places I read it as mental formations. Should I basically understand that basically these 2 translations are 2 sides of the same coin, or is there a subtle difference there?
There are subtle difference. The mental Sankara is the Namakanda, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, and Vijnana. That makes
Right.
up the 5, the aggregate. They are the 5 aggregate, 4 mental and 1 physical. But
And
but the common term of the word Sankara means formation, like the
Right.
formation of the 4 elements. This can also be considered Sankara. Anything that is form is called Sankara.
Right. All right.
So it depends on the context that it appears.
Yeah, that's so the volitional formations translation occurs in particularly in the Samyutta Nikaya, that Bhikkhu Bodhi's translation, and I was quite surprised to see that, because I was getting used to seeing it as a mental formation rather than a volitional formation.
Yes, but sometimes it could mean both the mental and also the body. Sometimes it's called Sankara also in Thai.
Okay. All right.
Instead of Rupa, because the body is Sankhan.
Okay.
But
All right.
they can mean both really. It just depends
Okay.
on the context that it appears.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
This is the word in the funeral rites in which monks recite when they were given robes to.
Right.
They will say Anicca Vata Sankhara. Sankhara is impermanent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Subjected to rising and ceasing. To be released from Sankhara is supreme bliss. This is the word that the monks recite during the funeral.
Quite.
Chant. So sometimes people thought they were talking about thinking they were talking about the body. But I think more subtly, I think the Buddha meant the mental sankhara, the mental formation. Because the mental formation is the one that is the real culprit.
Yeah.
It's the one that creates dukkha
Mm.
all the time.
That's
Just
where
like-
intentless, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
But it could also mean the body also.
Mm. Okay.
But the ones that are causing the suffering is the mental sankhara,
Mm.
not the body.
Okay.
We think, and then we have cravings for things we think of, such as our body. When we think of our body, we think it is us, it is me, and we have attachment.
Mm.
And we want to protect it at all costs.
Right.
And then this caused us suffering because we could not do it eventually.
Mm.
Okay, is it
Thank
clear
you.
enough to you?
Yes, a lot clearer. Thank you.
All right. Next, Johanna from Indonesia.
Good evening,ท่านอาจารย์.ท่านอาจารย์, can I share some good news here?
Depends on what you mean by good news.
ท่านอาจารย์, we will we will be printing Beyond Birth in Indonesian language at the end of this month.
Okay. Did you do the translation?
Yes, ท่านอาจารย์.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has anybody help you proofread it?
Yes, ท่านอาจารย์, there's a monk, Indonesian monk staying in Thailand, but during the last rains retreat, he came back to Medan. So I got the chance to ask him to help me proofread my translation. Now he's back to Thailand already.
Okay. Happy to hear that. I think that will be useful for Indonesian people, those who could not read English. They could then at least study in their own language.
And I would like to represent everybody who are participating in this book printing to say thank you,ท่านอาจารย์, for your metta and your teaching to us all this time.
If you have PDF file, you can send it to my assistant, and then it can be posted on my website or download.
I will do that. Okay,ท่านอาจารย์. I already informed Kunjuk also about this.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Thank you so much,ท่าน
All
อาจารย์.
right. Thank you for your effort.
I have one question,ท่านอาจารย์, about body contemplation. So the Buddha taught us to contemplate on the body so that our mind can detach from the body. Is it right,ท่านอาจารย์?
Yes, we usually forget about the true nature of the body. We still keep thinking the body is me, is mine. And we keep thinking of the body of other people also as permanent and also good looking. So we become attached to other people's body. So we have to study the true nature of the body, the other side of the body that we don't see, like the super nature or the impermanent nature of the body. And the element nature is really made up of the 4 elements. There is no body in this body. The mind just connect with this body and claim the body as being the mind. And then the mind then get into dukkha or suffering due to the delusion to think that the body is the mind. So you have to constantly contemplate that the body is not the mind. The body is impermanent. The body is not good looking all the time. Yet there are other parts of the body that's not good looking.
So for instance,ท่านอาจารย์, if I keep contemplating on the body is not me, then if this body dies, then it doesn't mean that necessarily that this mind got enlightened, because there are some other aspects that we need to work on, like the kilesa also, right, Tanajan?
Well, see, when you contemplate, you're only partially enlightened. You haven't yet let go of your attachment to the body yet. You have to see the dukkha arise from your attachment, and then see that the body with wisdom that is not you. So if you don't want to have any dukkha, you have to let the body be, let go of the body, and not be affected by whatever happens to the body. Then you become fully enlightened that way. When you contemplate, this is just doing the homework. You haven't yet taken the examination. If you want to take the examination, you have to take the body into the forest, to a place where there might be danger for the body, and see how the mind react.
Yeah. Actually, last time when I visit Thailand, I also get the chance to visit Wat Pa Bantat, and I have some meditation around Long Pa Kuti. They made some place for we can sit there and meditate. So, but my mind keeps thinking about something might come from from the back, from the forest, like some animal,
Yes.
something like that. That kind of fear.
You have to overcome that fear by giving up your body. And the worst thing can happen to the body is it will be attacked and it will die. So be it, because it's not your body. If you can do this, then you will not be afraid of death. You know, should death come upon the body, you will just remain undisturbed. If you can do that, then you become enlightened.
So, Tanajan, what about the other panchakanda, like the Vedana, Sanya, Sankara?
That's another test. You have to experience painful feeling of the body, and being able to live with it without being fearful or feeling bad about it. You can smile even though you're sitting on the pile of fire. On the funeral pyre, sitting meditating on a funeral pyre and still be happy. Because you look at the body as not you. See, it's the body that is being burned.
I guess that's a long way to go still for me.
It depends on how you see it. First, you need to have a lot of ubekha. You need to have a lot of equanimity. So you need to develop a lot of jhana first before you can leave the body, leave the painful feeling of the body alone, without trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, recently I've been trying to keep my mind in the present moment, Tanajan. So my mind don't wander everywhere.
And stop thinking also. Don't think about anything. Just watch your body. Watch your movement, your body movement. Okay.
Okay, Tanajan. Thank you very much, Tanajan.
Next video also from Indonesia.
Good evening, Tanajan. Today I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Okay. Kwan Liman from Malaysia.
Tanajan, I did the sitting and standing at the same spot in my room for 3 days. First day I did for 4 hours, then second day I did 5 hours, and today I did 6 hours. So I was very determined and persistent and not giving up, just like the turtle Tanajan was saying. So even to myself, and I feel very calm, peaceful, contented, and no dukkha during the 6 hours. And I feel the mindfulness was within and not thinking much. Only some good thoughts come and go. And I managed to sit through and stand for 6 hours. Tanja, I was very determined and I did it. So total one, round one.
Good, just keep doing it. Whenever you have the time, if you feel restless, you should use this method. You stop your restlessness.
Mm. Yes,
But I think you have suppressed a lot of your cravings or your desire to move around for no good reason. Normally people are restless. When they're here, they want to be there. When they're there, they want to go somewhere else. So you can suppress this, then you can stay put in the monastery and practice this way without feeling having any bad feeling for having to stay in one place and not going places.
yes,
But you still need to meditate more and to eventually still the mind completely to get into jhana as the next goal.
okay. Yes, after this training challenge, I feel that I'm able to calm down easily during the sitting. And in the morning, I managed to wake up a bit earlier. And every morning I will sit and I feel that the mindfulness is getting a bit better and I can actually calm down easily during the sitting, but I still need to practice more.
Yes, you have to maintain what you have established, your mindfulness. If you don't, you can lose it in a few days.
Mm.
So, I mean, you don't have to sit for another 6 hours every day or something like that. But at least you now know that you need to have mindfulness to be able to curb your restlessness.
Yes, yes. I'm contented sitting at the same spot and not going and not wanting to run to the temple. So
And
yeah.
you don't have to, you can meditate anywhere actually, if you know how to do it. All you need is just a quiet place for you to be able to practice.
Yes.
So keep doing it as much as possible.
Okay.
The next step is maybe to sit cross-legged so you can feel the pain and then try to overcome the pain next time.
Tanjan, actually, I was sitting on the floor and not on the chair for the
Oh,
6
really?
hours.
For
Yeah.
6 hours, and there's no painful feeling.
No, I was very calm and peaceful and contented, and and I feel the mindfulness is within and it's not running out from the room. Yeah, it was. Yeah, so maybe towards the end of the 1 hour, the last hour, I was looking at the clock. But other than that, I was sitting on the floor with a cushion.
You did not go to sleep, did you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of the time I was sitting and standing only for a while and then I sit down. Yeah.
I see. At the beginning, you change position, but
No, it was only on the sitting and stand for a while and then sit again. Yeah.
But then eventually you sit for the rest of the time. But you
Yeah.
keep changing back and forth. Yes, your voice is not coming through. I think it's your connection.
But I'm just sitting at the same spot. like I'm sitting at the time, I just do a bit of standing and then I sit down again, and then I stand for maybe 5-10 minutes and then I sit down again.
Okay.
Mm.
That's good. That's very good. If you can lock yourself in a room for 6 hours, that's pretty good. Not doing anything. Okay.
Yeah, I was also I was very determined to, and I remember Ajaan say turtle. So I have I did not give up. I just continue because I told myself if I give up halfway, then I have to start all over again. So I'm not giving up.
That's right. That's very
Yeah.
good. Determination is the driving force of your practice.
Yes.
Okay. Good to hear that you're
Thank you.
okay. Keep up your practice.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay. Next, Christine Goe from Penang.
Good evening, Long Po. I have no question.
Okay. Professor Ken from Switzerland.
Good afternoon, Ajaan. Ajaan, I'd like to ask a question. How do we know that we have entered onto the path leading to Sotapanna, or what level do we need to reach to get onto that path?
Well, ideally, you need to have passed the samadhi level first. You have to have quite proficient with your jhana practice. You can enter jhana anytime you like. And when you come out of jhana, then you can start studying, teach your mind the nature of the body and feelings. And then see if you can leave the body alone. When you get stomach ache or when you get a headache, you say, oh, it's anicca. It comes and goes by itself. It appears by itself and it can disappear by itself. If it should disappear when you die, so be it. Because that's what's going to happen anyway. Eventually, you couldn't stop the body from dying. So this is something you have to reflect and practice. Letting go of the body as much as you can. When you feel headache or something, instead of grabbing some painkiller, you say, "I'll just leave it alone." Vedana, painful feeling is Vedana, dukkha Vedana. It's anicca, and the body also is anicca. And it's not you, so why should you get worried or get disturbed by what happens to the body? So this is the way of separating the mind from the body, by leaving the body alone. Only look after it on the essential things like food and clothing and things like that. But things that beyond your ability, like painful feeling, you have to learn to live with it if you want to leave the body alone and not be affected by the problem with the body. And eventually you will not feel, you won't be afraid of sickness, you won't be afraid of death. Because you know the body. It's just the delusion that kept you thinking that the body is you. Because the mind doesn't have a body. It doesn't have size or shape. It's not visible object. So it takes the body as itself. But we are fortunate to meet the Buddha who said the body is not us. So we have to apply this knowledge to the mind, teach the mind to all the time, to remind the mind all the time that the body is not us. If we can let go of the body, then we will have no dukkha, no suffering, no stress concerning the body. but you need a strong equanimity to be able to just accept the nature of the body for what as it is. So you need to practice a lot of jhana first, a lot of meditation to get into jhana, where the mind becomes still, peaceful, and happy. And when you come out, then you are ready to study the nature, to teach the mind the nature of the body, the three characteristics of the body and the feelings. You don't have to worry about the other mental aggregates, because by dealing with the feeling aggregate, it covers the other as well. They come together. The other aggregates has not real problem. They're not prominent. The real prominent one is the feeling. So once we can deal with the feeling, then the other will fall in line. It's like catching a long snake. You only have to catch it at the head, and then you get the whole body automatically.
Okay.
So there are two things you have to deal with: is the cessation of the body and the appearance of painful feeling on the body. Okay. Then you are practicing Magga, and when you can let go of your attachment to the body and the feeling, then you have attained to the Phala. So Sotapanna Phala, by your contemplation on the nature of the body and feelings, and let go of them. Okay.
Very clear. Thank you, Tanajan.
All right. Next, Anura and Ramya from New Zealand.
Hi, Ajaan. Good evening.
Okay. Well,
Can you, yeah.
so 1:30 now in New Zealand. 1:30.
I think that's past 2:30. 2:30.
6 hours from Thailand.
Yeah. Yes. And yeah, Ajaan, I've been sick with COVID. I was in isolation for 7 days. It's like
It's a good opportunity to practice. No one to disturb you.
Yeah, it was like in a retreat, so a lot of contemplation on the Vedana. So
it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, I think so. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, we have any question?
No question. Ajaan, yeah, we had just like a retreat at the home last few days. Yeah, I had more opportunity.
It also gives you opportunity to study the nature of the body and feeling.
Yeah, when I had the body pain, I contemplate on the pain, and I thought that if I couldn't stand that pain, then how would I face the death? So that was a good reminder always. So that was good. Yeah.
The purpose is to have no stress regarding the body and the feelings.
Yeah.
Because you cannot control them. Right now you might be able to, but eventually one time you will not be able to control them.
Yes. So, is it correct to say that the mind needs a body to exist? So they are independent. So there's no way to have a body without mind, or mind without body. So
the mind can exist by itself, and the problem that the mind doesn't have happiness within itself, so it needs the body to find happiness through the sensual objects. But once you start to practice jhana and you found happiness without the body, then you can then let go of your attachment to your body, because you don't need the body anymore, because you have another type of happiness, better than the happiness you get from sensual objects. which is the happiness from calming the mind with mindfulness. If you haven't got this, then it is difficult for you to let go of your attachment to your body, because you feel that you still need the body to get you the sensual objects you want, you crave for. But if you can find happiness from meditation, then you don't need the body. Then it's easy to let go of the body. See, when you meditate, when you enter jhana, you don't use the body anymore. You don't need the body. But unfortunately, it's only temporarily. After you come out of jhana, your delusion and your defilement will start to kick in, and then it will need the body to satisfy its cravings, their cravings. Then you will need to use wisdom to teach the mind that by going after sensual object, really it's going after dukkha, not going after happiness. Because the sensual objects, they are also impermanent. They can give you temporary happiness. And when they don't, when they don't, then you get dukkha, you get stressed, you get sadness. So once you see with wisdom that using the body to go after happiness is the wrong path, it's a path of going towards stress and suffering, then you stop. That's all. It's like when you used to eat a favorite dish, and one day you discover it's cancer causing. And if you know it's cancerous, then you say, I won't eat this dish anymore, right? No matter how good it is. Same thing with sensual objects. We enjoy sensual objects, but we don't realize that we are getting cancer from it. We're getting dukkha from all the sensual objects. So when we realize that, it's better not to go after the sensual objects, because you already have another type of happiness waiting for you. The happiness of calming the mind. And when you stop your cravings, then the mind becomes calm automatically, without having to go into jhana even. It's the craving that is causing the mind to be restless and agitated. Once you could stop the cravings with wisdom, then the restlessness and agitation will completely disappear permanently. Then you don't need to go into jhana anymore. Because you can have calm without going into meditation. And happiness arising from the mind being calm.
What happened to
Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll go to Ubekha now. We're talking about Ubekha a lot. Hi, Alfredo.
Hi, Bante.
From Sao Paulo.
Yes. A lot of rain in São Paulo.
Oh, rainy season now, huh?
Yes.
I see.
Many hot. Okay, my practice is okay. My meditation is okay. I like Napanasati.
Okay.
It's important to stay on body, né, Bante?
Yes, it's important to practice Anapanasati to get Ubekha,
Yes.
to get equanimity, where you
Yes.
find peace and happiness, no craving, no desire.
Yes. What is when Buddha say that Anagami wait for enlightenment? What's wait for enlightenment, Bante?
Wait
for enlightenment.
Oh.
Wait is
Well, how do you spell the word wait? W-A-I-T. waiting?
Yes. Yes.
Well, it's the third level. See? So it's waiting for the fourth level, which is the full enlightenment.
But what is waiting? Waiting is only meditation. Waiting is have a calico, a time to enlightenment.
Maybe the translation is wrong. Maybe it shouldn't be the word waiting. It is a step closest to the full enlightenment. The next step is full enlightenment.
Yes.
Approaching enlightenment, full enlightenment.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Understand, Bante.
All right. Okay, we'll go to Declan. Noah, I read your email, Declan. You said you might be coming to the temple tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Yes, Ajahn. If that's okay, that's possible.
Yeah, that's fine. You can meet me about 9:30 if you can come to the dining hall. And I can get you to talk to one of the monks who live up on the mountain and make arrangement for your stay if you like to stay.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you very much. Ajahn, I just had, I listened to YouTube before of one of your talks, and just now you said it about facing shifting with something like that with pain, you know. But I remember up north in Thailand years ago, I heard a story of a monk who got bitten by a rabies dog, you know, and he was in pain. And the monks told him that, you know, but when you have severe pain, I don't know. That's just flippant. That's just a thought that passed my. So I think it'd be very hard, I think, you know, to remember about is the body is separate from the mind when you have severe pain, you know.
Yes.
So I don't.
But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't look after the body, you know.
No, yeah.
You can still look after it. You can look after it.
Yeah,
But I mean, when we practice, when we take the examination, I mean, we want to leave the pain alone as a test, to see whether we can pass it or not.
Yeah.
Once we pass the test, then we won't be afraid of the pain anymore.
Right.
And we can then look after the body. If we have painful feeling, if we have medicine to take, we take it.
Yeah.
But if we should come to the point where we could not fix it, then we just have to live with it.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Ajahn. I'm just that was just a question without thinking too much. But tomorrow I hope to visit the Wat. So thank you very much, Ajahn.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, Ajahn.
Okay, good. Philip and Adeline from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajahn. Don't have any questions, right?
Me neither.
Okay.
Listening.
Go to Suchart from Pennsylvania. Suchart. You still have snow in Pennsylvania?
Good evening, Tan Ajahn. Yes, it's gonna coming about to 6 to 7 on Wednesday and Thursday, somewhere around. Then, so today I come in to pay my respect, and I look like I start right now look like a baby, so start walking, and so far I listen. Look like I do fast and in my mind all the time, listen and memorize it, and because sometimes I using it when something problem come in, because there's so many things going on in my life. Stay in US is quite a bit at everything activity. So, and other than that is I heard someone mention about don't have to go to the temple for that, to do that. But so far, but be okay, right? If I keep practice at home and doing every day, and putto every day, and sometimes missing it. Some days forget, or some days have look like a busy. Some another nature forced me to do something else. So look like I lost sometimes. So I missing to do it, like sit down, meditate sometime, and during some time, like not always, to each evening, I kind of says that, and so something like that. So I feel said I'm not that bad for doing this. I think so, because I didn't do that for purpose. Sometimes it's a kind of accident. I didn't. So actually, I'm not sure what I'm talking about too. So anyway, a lot of things. I need some time to talk to you, but for some reason it's.
Well, see, when you meditate, if you find that you can do it at home, then you do it at home. But sooner or later, you might find it more desirable to go to a more quieter place, like in the temple. Then you would then have to go to the temple to find more peace and have peace and quiet. But at the start, if you don't practice much, you only do it half an hour a day, then you might not need to go to the temple. But if you want to do it all day long, something like all day, then you might want to go to the temple or find some quiet place to practice. You need a quiet place to meditate. So if you can have it at home, then you don't have to go to any place else. If you can find a room, you can stay and practice, and no one disturb you.
Okay, and last one, seem to be a lot of people. I try to say that they already walking toward to a goal. The one day, a lot of people want to go there, but I still little baby start walk behind that. So that's,
We just have a lady who went to stay in a monastery for 2 months, 70 days or something. So it depends on your requirement. People have different requirements. If you don't need to go to the monastery, then you don't have to go to the monastery. But one day you might find a need to go, then you go. Okay?
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Next, Vandana from California. How's the flood? Is it over now?
Good morning, Tanajan. No, it's still, we don't have rain like yesterday, but yeah, I can see the water in the creek, and it's it's very, very cold. It's freezing right now. So yeah, but we are dealing with the cold, and but it's giving us time to stay indoors, and I'm using this time to practice. I increased my time for meditation for maybe 2-3 hours in the morning. Yeah, but I have to change my position after 1 hour or so. But I come back, and then I'm also walking for 2 hours. So it's good, because now the college will start and I have to start teaching again. So that might be a little bit different. So that's what I wanted to ask Tanajan, that when I teach, there's so many thoughts in my mind, because the students ask questions and we do a lot of work, and sometimes it's like just going in my mind when I start to meditate slowly. But when but then I have to work more for meditation. So do you have any suggestion that during work time, because in the vacation time it was nice and quiet and peaceful, and I was able to focus, and also I stop watching TV, so that is helping a lot. that I stop watching TV now, and I'm giving myself more time to stay with my own mind than outer distractions. So it's working, and I'm very thankful to you. But can you please suggest something when the college starts, and then I have to start teaching, and there's so many thoughts comes because of the work and the students and everything. Yeah, thank you, Ajaan.
Well, if it's possible, just when you teach, you teach at school. So when you come back, leave the teaching at school. Don't take it back home with you.
Yeah, but when we discuss some topics, then it start to like stay in your mind it's like you are still there, and
you can use the mantra. You can use the mantra
Buddha.
to erase
Yeah.
it, or chanting or something. If you find it's not important enough to think about it, then you should stop by using a mantra or chanting.
Yeah.
To erase your thought about your teaching. And only say to yourself, I only do teaching at school. I don't do teaching at home.
Yes, I will practice this semester, because now this is my last few months. It's been I practiced a lot, and then in winter break I was practicing more because we had rain and storm outside. We are not going anywhere, so it gave me opportunity. And then we dealt with the fleas problem I told you about, and now I left them alone also after the treatment, so they're not bothering me anymore. Yeah, but the school is coming. But the college students are very diverse, and they have their own issues, so they discuss with us. Yeah, but I'm going to start stopping my mind to bother me by chanting. Buddha is actually helping a lot when I walk.
Also tell yourself you don't get paid overtime by working at home.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Ajaan. That's about it.
Okay.
I will see you in July. I'm planning to come there in July.
Okay.
Is it a good month? It's a rainy month.
Yeah, it's sort of raining, but not all the time. But we have rain. A few days, every other few days we have rain, but not every day or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I'll connect with the assistant and ask.
We can arrange for your accommodation if you know you're coming. If you want to stay in the monastery.
Yes. Thank you so much, Ajaan.
Okay. Next, Gary from Singapore. Gary.
Good evening. Good evening, Ajaan. Just one question. Ajaan, if someone has a very strong upekkha or equanimity, does it necessarily means that he has gone into jhana or some level of samadhi at least?
Yes, it means you have entered into jhana before, because jhana is the source of your upekkha. Or strong mindfulness, let's put it that way.
I see. But it doesn't necessarily means that you have reached the, for example, third level or fourth level of jhana?
No, this is just the concentration level, not wisdom level. To be enlightened, you need to go to the wisdom level. You have to be able to see the three characteristics in the five khandhas, and let go of your attachment to the five khandhas.
I see. Okay, thank you.
All right. Alvin Lee from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajaan. I don't have any question, just listening. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay, Sri and Czech and Vancouver, or somewhere around there.
Ajaan, I have a question. Can you explain again the magga, like sotapan?
Magga. See, the magga in order to reach the Magga, you first have to have sila. You should be able to keep the 8 precepts without any doubt, without any exception. And practice meditation until you can get into jhana anytime you like. Once you have these two, then the third one is to contemplate on the nature of the body and the mental conduct, the feeling conduct. And they are just natural phenomena. They come and go of themselves by themselves. You cannot control them all the time. Sometimes you might be able to control them, but sometimes eventually you will not be able to control them. If you try to control them, then you get suffering, you get dukkha, you get stress. If you don't want to get stressed, then you have to leave them alone. Like leave aging alone, leaving sickness alone. The type of sickness in which you cannot cure, like cancer, terminal cancer, something like that. And accept that when it comes. So this is the Magga. See, before you can do contemplation effectively, you need the support of samadhi and sila. And samadhi needs the support of sila. So they are steps that you have to build up. It's like before you can enter university, you have to go to kindergarten first. Then you have to go to elementary school. Then you go to high school. Then you can then enter into the what you call the higher education, colleges and universities. See, wisdom is considered to be on the college or university level. While samadhi is probably high school level. And sila is the elementary or kindergarten level. The kindergarten probably consists of the 5 precepts, and the elementary consists of the 8 precepts. Then you go to the samadhi meditation level. This is high school. And when you graduate from high school, then you can enter the university, and you can develop wisdom. Okay, so you have to see whether you have all this prerequisite or not before you can go to the level that you want to. People like to say, "Oh, I want wisdom," but they don't know what wisdom really is or how to develop wisdom. True wisdom is you have to contemplate all the time, except when you go into jhana. That's all. When you come out of jhana, you will have to constantly contemplate on the impermanent nature of the body, the super nature, and also the nature of the feelings all the time, and deal with them by letting go.
So, Ajaan, the pala of Sotapan means he has already gained the wisdom, or he's developing the wisdom.
The pala means he has attained, he has passed the examination. He has let go of the 5 khandha. He's no longer bothered by the 5 khandha, no longer bothered by the aging, sickness, and death of the body. But there are other aspects of the body that it is still attached to. That is the good-looking aspect of the body. He hasn't yet destroyed this attraction to the body, because he still keeps seeing the good-looking side of the body. So it still creates sexual desire for the mind of Asotapana. So the next thing Asotapana has to do is to study the asupa, the unattractive nature of the body, to counter the attractive perception of the body by going inside the body, by going through the 32 parts of the body, looking at the corpses of the body when the body died, turn into corpses. during the Buddha's time, corpse are left in the cemetery without burning it or without burying it. It just left there to rot. And monks go there to study the nature of this beautiful body. See this how this beautiful body will eventually looks like. This is where all the movie stars and all the beauty contestants eventually come to.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the next level, or the next two levels deal with the supra contemplation. The second level means if you reach the second level, it means you have halfway contemplated. You see the asupra nature of the body half of the time, but still not all the time. So you have get rid half of your sexual desire, but not completely yet. Sometimes you still have, sometimes you don't. When you see asupra, you don't have the sexual desire. But when you forget, you see the attractive side of the body, you can still get sexual desire. But if you can contemplate on the asupra nature of the body all the time, then you have reached the third stage of the enlightenment. And anagami see the asupra all the time. So no sexual desire in the body, in the mind of an anagami can arise due to the strong the nature of the perception of asupra of the body. Either see the skeleton, see the intestine, see the inner organs of the body, or see the body when it turns into a corpse. If every time you see a body like this, then, or every time when you start to see an attractive body, then this asupra perception kicks in right away. So it eliminates it until it would no longer look at the body as being good looking. Then there's no need to contemplate on asupra anymore. Once every time you look at the body, you look at it in a neutral way. Not attractive, not unattractive, it's just body. Okay.
Just with Alfredo, he was talking about like the anagami waiting, the term waiting. So it's not waiting, isn't it? It's like it's still working, right? They still do the work to go to Arahant.
Yeah, because the anagami only have passed the physical examination, things that deal with the body. The first three levels of enlightenment deal with the body, the five khandhas. But there's still problem with the mind. The mind still have problem in which an anagami has to deal with before he can become an arahant. He has to deal with his conceit, for instance, and he still has to deal with his attachment to peace and calm of the mind, which is considered to be temporary. The peace that you get from jhana, for instance. You use jhana as a happiness replacement to your sensual objects. When you want to get rid of your sensual objects, you need a replacement of your sensual object. So you use jhana as a replacement. Now you become attached to your replacement. So you have to let go of your replacement because your replacement is also anicca, anatta. And you also still cling to your state of mind. You want your mind to be peaceful, calm, and happy all the time. But it is also changing. It's still not above, beyond changing. You still keep changing your state of mind. Sometimes you still have You feel good one day and the next day you feel bad. This is not the physical part, this is the mental part. So you have to understand this nature and try not to get attached to them. Just be aware of them and let them be. Sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad days. So this is the way it is. Just like when you deal with the body sensation, the body feeling. But it has a different root. The mental feelings and the physical, the body feeling. The body feeling has the body as the root cause. And the mental feeling has the mind as the root cause. So you have to understand this thing, and instead of trying to deal with them by forcing them to be calm and to be still. It's a natural way. The natural way is to understand the nature, and just like you understand the nature of the rain and the sun, you cannot suppress them, you cannot control them. So you just learn to live with them. That's the whole point. Then you will have no problem with your mind anymore. No problem with your body, no problem with your mind. So there's nothing else to do once you finish this task.
You're just happy all the time.
Finish is the work of a recluse. You know, there's no more work to do.
Yeah. the
except
end of the
hobby, except hobby, by
except for what?
teaching as a hobby.
Hobby?
Hobby.
Like the Buddha, he used teaching like a hobby to him. See?
Hobby.
It's not work for him.
Hobby. Hobby. It's not work, it's hobby. It's like
He didn't want to teach at first, but then he somehow changed his mind and said, okay, I teach, but I choose the people I teach to. I don't teach everybody. I only teach those who is interested. Those who are not interested, I won't teach them.
Yeah.
So when he first started teaching, he go to the university student first. Even to teach the recluse, the ordained, the monks, although they don't belong to the Buddha's sect, but they did practice sila and they practice meditation already. All they need is wisdom. So they become enlightened very quickly. But when he finished with the university student, then he goes down to the high school students. When he finished with high school student, then he goes to the elementary student, kindergarten. But he won't go to those who doesn't attend school. You know, those who doesn't come to study, he won't go teach them. Because they don't like to study, so you cannot teach those who doesn't come to school, right?
That makes sense, yeah.
What about Dana? Is it like junior kindergarten, Dana? Just only Dana starting? Like junior kindergarten? Like very
probably daycare school, daycare.
And then Sila, you move up to the kindergarten.
Yeah, 5 precepts. Then the 8th precept is elementary school.
Okay.
Then meditation is high school. Then after meditation, then you go study the 3 characteristics and the 4 noble truths in the university, Buddhist university.
And then you graduate, and then you don't.
And then you get your bachelor degree, your master degree, and your doctorate degree.
Just now, just now in the beginning, you said that Sui was asking about the Sotapanna Magga, and then you said that you practice the 8 precept without exception. So what are you talking? What do you mean by without exception? Like every day? You mean like is it
Yeah,
like
every day, all the time, like an ordained person.
all
Because
the
if you don't keep it, means you still wants to watch YouTube, you still want to listen to music, you want to go to clubs and go to entertainment venues. You don't want to do those things if you want to keep the 8 precepts all the time. So you only want to concentrate on your meditation practice always. So you need the 8 precept to support your, because the 8 precept will prevent you or prohibit you from going after sensual objects. Then you do this when you go into a meditation retreat. People who go attend meditation retreat normally is required to keep the 8 precepts.
all the time? Oh, okay.
But when you ordain, then you have to keep the precept all the time. Yeah, I cannot just decide which day I want to keep the precept.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Tan.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you, Tan.
All right, we'll go to Belinda from Singapore next.
Hello, Ajahn. Ajahn, I want to wish you a happy new year. Good health, longevity.
If eating orange can make us long life, then we all will live long life. We won't die.
I like to greet Ajahn on a relative truth I have to give to Ajahn.
This
Elder,
is
thank you so
delusion.
much for teaching.
This is
Yes.
delusion. To wish to live forever is a delusion.
No, we cannot live forever.
That's right.
So Ajahn said, treasure what we have here and now. We are very happy to see Ajahn.
Yeah, just be happy with what you get.
And also bearing in mind that we work hard.
Okay, thank you anyway.
Thanks, Ajahn.
Any question tonight? Not yet, maybe later. Okay. Kok Seng, also from Singapore.
Yeah. Good evening, Prajan. Following what Belinda mentioned, I also like to wish you, since Prajan is a Teochew, and I'd like to wish Prajan 新年快乐，新家注意。
新年发财。
新年发财，恭喜发财。Yeah, no
Okay.
questions at the moment.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
B. Ravin from Bangkok.
Hi, good evening, Ajahn, and happy Chinese New Year to you.
Okay, thank you.
So, Ajahn, I think actually some of my questions have been answered, so I'll just rephrase. Do I understand correctly that Asubha is something that's very difficult to eradicate? That's why there are 2 levels to eradicate it, rather than the body, which is only the Sotapanna to eradicate?
I don't know whether it's everything is difficult to eradicate. Yeah. But it's just that so happened the Buddha just decided to divide this Asubha practice into two levels. If we achieve, you can contemplate, if you can see Asubha half of the time, then you consider you have reached the 2nd level of enlightenment. And if you have fully seen the Asubha all the time, then you have reached the 3rd level of enlightenment. That's all. There's no reason anything like that.
Okay. And Ajahn, all of this that we mentioned about has to come from wisdom. Wisdom is the only tool that can get our mind to permanently eradicate all of
our cravings,
desire.
our delusion.
And samadhi is just supporting function.
Suppress the delusion temporarily, suppress the defilement temporarily by stopping the mind from thinking. When there is no thinking, then the defilement and delusion cannot work. And when you come out of samadhi, then your delusion will start kicking again and start to cause you to have cravings again. So you have to teach then craving the things that you crave for, they are all cancerous. If you see them as being cancerous, then you don't want to eat, right? If you know this ice cream is cancerous, then you say, oh, I don't want to eat this ice cream anymore. That's what dukkha means. It's cancerous to the mind, not to the body. But the problem is we don't see them as being cancerous. We still keep going after them. And we get stressed as the result. When we lose something that we like, or when we cannot get something that we like, then we have stress or sadness or disappointment or anger. But if you see everything as cancerous, then you don't want to go after anything. Rather just stay put. Then you won't have any stress or suffering. The body is cancerous, the feeling is cancerous. The mental states are cancerous. We have to let go of them. Don't cling to them. Don't go after them. Leave them alone. By using equanimity. Without equanimity, you cannot leave things alone because your defilement will still act very strong, active. So you first have to sanitize your defilement. What I mean is to put before you can do an operation on your body, you have to. I can't think of the word. What do you use? Yasalo.
Oh, the tranquilizer or something to put your body to sleep.
Yeah. Before you can operate on the body, right? Before the doctor can operate, you have to use the
anesthetic, I think.
Anesthetic or something, so you won't feel the pain. It's the same way. When you want to get rid of your defilement, you first have to weaken it by the practice of samadhi. So that when you come out of samadhi, your defilement won't be as active or strong as before. Then you can then use wisdom and equanimity that you have from samadhi to stop your defilement permanently. By seeing the reason why you shouldn't go after your craving, because your craving is sending you to go after cancerous objects. Okay.
Yeah, and it's dangerous because the mind is deluded, so they think it's not cancerous, and we keep going after them more and more, and it destroys us without us knowing it.
Right, and then you become unhappy with them later on. You have problem with them because they can change and they can disappear. When you lose them, then you become sad again. So it's better to not to have anything, because if you have something, you will eventually have to lose it. And when you lose something, you feel bad.
Yes, because we think it belongs to us, whereas it is actually anatta.
Or you think it will stay with you forever.
Oh. I see. So samadhi is kind of a refuge for the mind, and wisdom is what cures the cancer in the mind. Then, if I were to make a simile.
Yeah.
So that's why, Thanajan, you encourage us to take 8 precepts whenever possible, because it helps to force us not to do those so-called cancerous activities, so to speak. Right?
Yes, and come and try to calm your mind, to calm your defilement, to suppress your defilement, to weaken your defilement, and also strengthen your mind at the same time. See, there are two opposing forces, the defilement and the mind. If the mind becomes calm, then the defilement becomes weakened. But when the mind doesn't become calm, becomes active, then the defilement can become stronger. That's why you have to keep the mind calm all the time. And then you can then teach the mind to let go of your defilement. Okay.
Yes, Thanajan.
You have to practice. Yeah, this is about practice, not about talking about it. We can talk about it forever, and you will still not be able to really see the real thing. The real thing is in the practice.
All right,
Okay.
Thanajan, I'll keep practicing. Thank you.
All right. Next is Madida Tucker. Madida, where are you from? I forgot.
I am Seattle now.
Seattle.
Yes, but Ajahn, at first I thank you. I joined the Clear Mountain Monastery to visit you.
I see. Did you
Yeah,
come
so
with them? You come with them?
yes, I went. So I am basically I'm Thai, but I live in Seattle.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so I don't have any question. I just want to join in and listen to other ask the question and get more
knowledge, get more knowledge, get more information.
Yes. Thank you,
Good.
Ajahn.
Listening to Dhamma talk or discussion is also considered to be beneficial. All right, we'll go to Rusli from Indonesia. Before that, I'm sorry, I have to go to Diana. Diana from Wales.
Greetings, Tanajan. I did have a question, but I think you might have covered some of it. And I need to watch the bit I missed at the beginning. But I was going to ask you about the way that we store up bad things that happen to us and it's not healthy, and how we let those go. And through meditation, bringing your mind to the present and not engaging with them, and wisdom through, like you were saying, accepting. Is that right?
Yes, yes. You can use your meditation practice to stop your bad habits, like smoking, drinking, going out to places. Rather than doing those things, you meditate. And eventually you stop drinking, stop smoking, stop going out places, and stay home and meditate all the time. But when you come on meditation, your defilement can still try to lure you to go back to your drinking, and then you need to use wisdom to teach you that those things are dangerous for the mind. So when you see that they are harmful to the mind, then you will permanently stop going after them. Those habits are dangerous for the mind, causing stress and problem for the mind all the time. When you see this with wisdom, then you don't want to go back to drinking, to smoking or whatever, and rather spend your time meditating. It's a better type of happiness. It's pure happiness without any stress or sorrow.
I liked what you said on Sunday about giving is true happiness.
Yes. See, we have happiness. Receiving is happiness, but it's different from the happiness of giving. When you give, you get the happiness of the heart. Why? When you receive, you get the happiness of the feeling, which is temporary. It doesn't last as long as the happiness of the heart, and much stronger also the happiness of the heart and the happiness that you get from feeling.
What about, you know, when we've had past trauma and it replays in our minds? How about, is that the same, getting rid of that, not holding on to it?
That's right. You can use the mantra to stop it. When you have any bad images or any bad feeling that arise in your mind, keep reciting the mantra. And eventually those things will have to stop because they are generated by the mind itself. And you use the mantra, which is also generated by the mind, to stop the other ones.
Higher mind.
Once you keep reciting, then you cannot create the trauma that's been created by the mind, because the mind had to come and create the mantra instead.
It's animals don't hold on to trauma like people do they? They live in the moment.
I don't think so. I think animals are worse than human in terms of their mental ability.
Thank you.
Okay. I think humans have had a higher ability of mindfulness than animals, and also ability to reflect or to contemplate good and bad. With animals, they do it out of their instinct and of the habit. But as far as trauma, I'm not sure. Trauma depends on, they are created by your bad karma. See, if you did a lot of bad karma, then your mind will regenerate this bad karma in your mind. But if you do good karma, then there will be no trauma. You have good dreams, you have good pleasant thoughts all the time. So do a lot of giving. Giving will give you a good good thought and good feelings. While stealing and doing bad karma can create a lot of bad trauma for the mind. That's why we have good dreams and bad dreams. The bad dreams are created by our bad karma. The good dreams are created by our good karma. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Next, Rusli from Indonesia.
Evening, Ajaan. I don't have any question. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay. Nalanda, where are you from?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm half Australian, half Thai. I grew up half of my life in Bangkok and half of my life in Melbourne. I live in Melbourne, but I'm currently on a short trip in Bangkok at the moment. And I came to Thailand with a bunch of committee members from a temple called Vimokaram Forest Hermitage in Melbourne. I'm not sure if you remember, but the abbot Ajaan Hastapanyo also went very recently to your temple, and along with the other committee members as well. I didn't get the chance to go with them, so I missed that opportunity. Unfortunately, I was in Bangkok. I just wanted to say that today I learnt that you were the temple boy of Ajaan Kantipalo. I didn't realize. I didn't realize because during the short few years before he died, he lived quite close to my house. He was in a nursing home by the name of Lawrence. Yes, so my mother and I and my father went to visit him, and we made gangkyowan, green chicken curry, and masaman, and we fed him when he was quite ill. He was as you know, probably with dementia and Alzheimer's, and the very last few words that he said was "shine," and every single time he
When
would
did he
smile.
pass away? When did he pass away?
He passed away during COVID 2021. So we weren't there for his passing, but a close friend of ours informed us that he passed away during COVID. Of course, we couldn't visit him as well. So it was I think it was peaceful. He died a peaceful death.
Yeah, I had a photo of him in the nursing home. Somebody gave it to me a few years ago.
Yes,
and I haven't heard about him since until now that you just mentioned. Thank you for the information. He was my first teacher, really. He's the one who helped me get ordained at Wat Bawang UA.
I see. Yes, I heard something on YouTube. I think it was a short interview where you explained that you ate from the leftovers from his bowl, and it's very touching. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to. I didn't know who to see, so I went to see. I heard some foreigners there, so I thought it's easier for me to talk to foreigners than to Thai. So I went to look for a foreigner monk, and someone showed me him, lead me to Kandipalo. And after talking with him and my intention of ordaining, he volunteered to go and tell the abbot about me, and that's how I got ordained, through him, really.
Yeah. My father was also under his guidance for a few months. My father was there, and he was very touched by Ajaan Kantipalo's teachings, especially his mantras. So yeah, I feel like I have a stronger connection to his teachings, as well as the few years before he passed away. He still recognized the mantras. My father would chant the mantras back to him, and his eyes would light up, and he would smile and say the word "shine." And that was the only word that he could say, was "shine." But he recognized the mantras, which is quite phenomenal, really. Yeah, before he died. Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you, Ajaan.
How long are you staying in Thailand?
I'm staying until the 7th of February. I'm actually going to Sriracha very soon. So maybe if the stars align, I might be able to go to your temple and grab Longpo. Yeah.
Okay. If you see me in the morning, it will be on weekdays. I'll be at the dining hall 9:30 or so. But on weekends or on Buddhist holidays, I won't be at the dining hall. But I'll be at my kuti in the afternoon giving Dhamma talk at 2 o'clock. So there are two different time periods you can see me.
Thank you. And this is my mother. She just wanted to say hello as well.
Namaskaran ka. Namaskaran ka. We read Dhammapada ในวันแต่งงาน
on the marriage day.
On the marriage day. And Arya Kemindra มาเทศนาในวันแต่งงานค่ะของที่นครเมลเบิร์นค่ะ
Good.
ขอบพระคุณค่ะ Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ajaan.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, now we have go to Facebook first. Okay, Gula, do you have any question?
Yes, there is one question from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์. The question from Tae Ing Hwa. How does the practice of Vipassana meditation help in attainment of enlightenment?
Well, the practice of Vipassana is like turning on the light. See, right now you're in the dark, you don't see anything. When you're in the room and you have no light, you cannot see anything inside the room. So when you turn on the switch, the light comes on, and you see everything. This is Vipassana. Right now we don't see anything. We see everything opposite to the truth. We see something that is impermanent as permanent. We see something as no self as being a self, for instance. Something that can cause us suffering, we see it as happiness. So you have to turn on the light. See, when we turn on the light, then we can see the true nature of things. That everything anicca, dukkha, anatta, impermanent, causing suffering, and no self. Everything is natural phenomena. So you have to turn on the light when when you go into a dark room. If you want to get something, see something, you need to turn on the light, and that's what vipassana is. As far as the mind is concerned, the mind is still now dark. Our mind are all dark, so we don't see things according to the truth, to what they really are. We see them as what we presume them to be, but they are not what we presume them to be. Like our body. Our body is not ourselves. Our body is just the 4 elements. That's all.
That's all, ท่านอาจารย์
Okay. All right. Anybody else would like to ask any question? You are welcome to raise your hand and unmute your microphone. Another.
Ajaan, you were saying that if we are in whatever level we are, for example, daycare, elementary or high school, so when we take next birth, do we start from scratch again, daycare level?
Next time, no, you continue on with your level that you have attained so far. But they can be very uncertain because the only certain level is the university level. But with other level, it depends on how much you have absorbed into your mind. If you have absorbed very little, you can easily forget them after a while.
Yeah. Yes, because I noticed that when I was almost 50, 48 or 49, now I'm 51, when I started meditation, it started to click very soon. So I didn't know why. Maybe I had some previous connection, but I wasted all my previous time. I would stay like 47 or 48 years, not doing much, but I had those conduct or sila, I don't know, but I had those from the beginning of my birth. I know that I was not looking for more material things, and I didn't have much interest in all those. But now I know that maybe, but it took me a while to come back to my this previous life connection, which I understand now. But now, thank you for telling me that next birth I will be.
Well, like the Buddha, when he was a young boy, one day he was left alone sitting under a tree, and no one attended to him. When he was secluded and no one bothered him, his mind automatically entered into jhana. Because he had practiced previously in his past life before.
Yes, it all makes sense now.
But he needs the condition to let it happen.
Yes. That I can see that clearly now in my life. And I just want to let you know, Vanita, who just joined, she's the one who told me about your sessions. Vanita, she lives in Seattle, and we both are from Clear Mountain Monastery. And and we are. I'm also telling more people to join your session on Tuesday morning. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I feel very blessed. Thank you so much, Ajaan.
Okay, you're welcome. Anybody else? Okay, check. Can you mute your microphone yet? Okay.
Ajaan, about the happiness of the heart and happiness of the feeling. This is like more material giving, right, Ajaan? Like, because like if it's a dharma, it's different, right? Like if you
No, it's all the same. It doesn't matter what you give. There are 3 things that you can give: material things, or you can give knowledge, worldly knowledge like teaching science or English or mathematics, and not charging any money for your service. And then you can give the Dhamma teaching. But the benefit from the Dhamma teaching is the most give the receiver the most benefit, because the Dhamma can teach the listener to become free from suffering, while giving material thing cannot free suffering from the mind of the receiver. But the giver get the same thing. The giver get the happiness of heart, and the receiver get the happiness from feeling, which can be short-lived. Like right now, you might be happy listening, and when you finish, it might disappear when you forgot about what you have heard. Yeah. Like the gift you get on Christmas Day, maybe the day after Christmas you want to return it right away. But the happiness from the giver, it still remains in the heart of the giver. Yeah. Even day after Christmas, you're still happy, right? Giving something away. Or Chinese New Year now, you give some money away in a red envelope.
Yeah, I heard you say ang bao. I was kind of shocked. You know the term.
Oh yes, I was a Chinese boy before. I lived with my grandmother. She was
Oh.
Chinese and she's vegetarian, strict vegetarian, and she goes to the Chinese temple all the time. And she took me with her when I was young to watch Chinese opera.
Oh wow. Ajahn, just now you said it's the four things, but you say material, knowledge, and Dhamma. What's the other one? You said four things.
The third one is not something you give, but you give forgiving. You give for forgiveness. You give forgiveness. When somebody did something bad to you, make you angry, and you want to retaliate, then you forgive that person. You don't want to harm that person. This is also giving in Thai. It's called apayatan, apayadana.
Apayadana.
But this is not really giving, really. You don't give anything, but forgiving, you give. It's not something you give, but you forgive somebody, so you give something. You give forgiveness. You give forgiveness.
Oh. But I don't understand. Like you said, the happiness of the heart comes from relinquishment, but the Dhamma you can't relinquish, right? How can you but you still get a lot of happiness from giving the Dhamma.
I was just comparing the types of happiness. There are two types of happiness: happiness of the heart and happiness of the feelings. We have feelings, right? So when we see something, when we see something, or when we get something we like, we get good feeling. But it's briefly, it doesn't last for long. But when you give something away to somebody, you help someone, make them better, then you feel happy. This is happy of the heart, not of the feeling. So the practice of Dhamma, whether giving, keeping the sila, or meditation, or wisdom, these are all happiness of the heart. They last longer, they remain in the mind, they stay with the heart, the mind. While the feeling, they come and go, they are anicca, they quickly disappear.
Right.
If Ajahn, anything happen to the heart, we can bring it to next life.
Anything that stay with your heart goes with the heart, go with the mind.
Yeah. So if one is doing a lot of giving, so next life he'll be also having this.
You also will continue giving because it becomes a habit. If you keep the sila, it will become a habit. If you keep meditating until it becomes a habit, then in your next life you would like to go meditate more than going to some entertainment places. It's like our like and dislike goes with us. Whatever you like goes with you into your next life, and you don't know why you like this thing, but simply because when you When you see something you like, you say, I like it. It's because you used to like it before in your past life. Same way with something you dislike. I don't like this thing.
Oh.
These are embedded in your heart, in your mind. Goes with your mind. So the Buddha say, try to do good karma and stop doing bad karma, because they go with you. See? If you keep doing bad karma, then you in your next life you'll continue doing bad karma. If you do good karma, in your next life you'll continue doing good karma. Oh, Alvin, okay, next time. Alvin is waiting, I'm sorry. Alvin, your turn. And you unmute your microphone.
Yeah, Ajaan, can you hear me, Ajaan?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, Ajaan, just a quick one. Going back to Czech's question on giving of Dharma. So as a non-enlightened being, like a Putujana, I think we can't teach, right? Like what Tanaja mentioned before. I mean, only the enlightened beings can teach. So the only way for us to give Dharma is probably donation of publication of books, organizing of Dharma talk, and like what Johanna just did, translation of Dharma book, right? I would presume that.
Well, if you don't have any Dhamma yourself, then you have to give somebody else's Dhamma, like the Buddha's Dhamma or the Arahant Dhamma. But if you have Dhamma, maybe even on the lowest level, on the kindergarten level, then you can teach people to give dana. If you find that giving dana makes you happy, then you can tell people that.
Okay, that is considered as giving Dhamma. So encouraging people to practice, follow the 5 precepts, or giving.
Yes. But you have to know. You have to know for yourself first that it's really good, and you can attest to it that this is a good thing to do. Without being doubtful of it, because you have experienced it yourself first, not by reading, but by actually doing it.
Okay, I see. Okay. They're definitely not like giving Dhamma talk like what you're giving now, right? Yeah.
Well, if you give from your interpretation of what you read, then this is not real Dhamma yet, and it could be misinterpreted, and might not give the true Dhamma. So don't teach what you don't know for sure. Teach only the things that you know for sure.
Yes, Tanajan, understood.
But actually, the best thing is if you're a student, try to
like giving
don't worry
dana.
about teaching. Don't worry about teaching when you're still a student. Wait until you finish your study, and then you can become a full-time teacher that way. Better that way. Because you can waste your precious time if you spend your time teaching other people, then you won't have the time to continue with your practice. So ideally, it's better to...
True, Tanajan, because if... Sorry, Tanajan.
Go ahead.
No, true. Is because sometimes after you teach, you worry as well, because your mind become unrest, because you'll be thinking whether you are teaching the right stuff or not, because you could misinterpret the Dhamma. Yeah.
If you think like that, then it's not worth for you to teach it. If you're not sure what you're teaching, then don't teach.
Yes.
It's better not to know than to know the wrong thing.
Yes, correct.
I think this is Ajaan Panya said it once before I heard it. Ajaan Panya is very careful. He doesn't like to teach other people. Because he said, if you don't know, it's better not to tell people. At least they're not harmed by what you don't know. You don't tell them. But if you tell them something wrong, then they could be harmed from your teaching, from your telling them. So the ideally you should finish your education first, like before you can apply for a teaching position.
Yes. Before you apply for teaching position. That's correct. Yeah. Thanks, Ajaan.
So
Thank you.
don't worry about teaching if you're a student. Concentrate on your study and your practice. This is your job, your duty. Not teaching yet. But if you have some money and you want to contribute or distribute some good Dhamma books, then you can do that. But this way you don't waste too much time.
Yes. Correct.
Like an example of Ajaan Man. Ajaan Man spent so many years teaching other people before he was fully enlightened. I'm not sure which level he had, but he had many students studying with him. But then one day he decided he has to stop, and then he left and went to live in the forest for 10 years to finalize his practice.
Okay, very clear, Ajaan. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
We have Aroka.
Aroka.
Yes.
Alexander Aroka from the Netherlands. Oh, we have 2 people waiting.
Sadhu Ajaan, can you hear me well?
Yes, very well. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
You have anything to say?
Well, last find out is about the middle way, to do without to do, and yeah, I find that once you don't intervene much with your intellect and let things happen. Intellect will, if I move my body, I need my intellect. But further, yeah, I study the Dhamma, I practice, and then what's come out of it is always calm. I'm calm. I'm satisfied with the teachings and with the practice, and for sure I have a lot to go into do. But the last time came this to me. Somebody gave me this, is like art. And then I remember these teachings from the Buddha, the middle way, you know.
Yeah,
and
okay.
Funny,
not too tight, not too lax.
Yes, and it's I used to be a musician all my life, you know, so the funny thing is it came from my neighbor who used to disturb me, and she don't disturb me anymore, and she said, Alex, I have this here, I don't know to who to give that. And I learned that to be compassive don't mean that you only have to accept. So I focus myself in my and to try to keep my upeka or intensify as much as I could, and I did what it cost also to put the people out of my life. You explain, they don't understand. Suddenly you have to make some move, but how to don't make a move that you repent later, the way you behave, and suddenly everything come all right. Just like a cat you throw in the air and it falls on his 4 feet. So then I understood that yeah, just do what you have to do, and mind your business, and things will fall in place.
Yes, leave everything alone. You don't need to do anything with anything. Just let everything be. They are natural phenomena. We cannot really do anything to them. the best thing for us is to leave them alone.
Yeah, as far they leave us alone, but we have this link through internet or something, or telephone number, or they always find some way. And now I was kind and I help people also with money and this and that, and it turned into something else. So now I find the right place. If I have extra money, where to give it, I will give it always to the Sangha if I can do that. And further, I'm very blessed. I have everything. I have now I have my peace back that I 3 years ago, 4 years it start to being disturbed here in this place, and now it stopped again. So it seems like I'm back in my path. So I find my rest, and for a long time I'm really alone, you know, and I'm not unhappy. Oh yeah, and I find always like well, maybe I made a mistake by keeping my way just to walk on and just say they didn't answer the people. And then later I had some kind of trouble in my heart, you know, a little bit pressed. And then I just focus on this press, so I came back in the moment. So I was not in the past, what happened, when happened it. So then I find out that that's the emptiness, to be in here and now. It's to let things happen, to be empty for what come next, not to be dragged or stiff and some memory feeling.
Okay, we're running out of time, so let me give the last few minutes to Sulan, okay?
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
All right. Sulan, you're the last, give us the last word.
Happy Chinese New Year, Ajaan. Yeah.
That's the word of wisdom.
Oh, thank you, Ajaan. Yeah. Are you okay? Are you well, Ajaan?
If I'm not well, I won't be here, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, just want to ask if Ajaan is well also before I ask my question.
Okay, you have any question?
Yeah, I have a question. Like, I just wanted to ask, like, when we are like very emotional, then like I realized that the chattering in the mind like keeps chattering nonstop, and then it feels like chattering is driven by the emotions. Then and whenever that happens, you know, there is the urge to kind of rant it out. And yeah, I'm not sure if that's a healthy way.
No, you should use the mantra to counter your emotion, your chattering. Chattering with your mantra instead.
Chatter with my mantra.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bhutto,
okay.
bhutto, 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 bhutto. Then your chattering will stop, and your emotion will disappear, and your mind will become peaceful and calm.
Yeah, I keep forgetting the bhutto, like when the emotions get more intense. So that's why I got carried away with the chattering. Yeah.
You have to keep on reciting the mantra. When you're starting, it's not effective yet. You have to do it maybe for 10-20 minutes before it will become effective. So don't stop when you start, even though you might feel bad or anything like that. You're fighting between you're fighting against your defilement. So you can get stressed from doing it. But if you persist, eventually you will win, and your defilement will stop resisting your mantra.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, I shall try that next time.
But you have to practice before you run into the real thing, run into the real situation. If you don't practice, you won't be able to recite the mantra for long. So try to recite all day long now. If you got nothing else to do, or nothing else to think about, just recite the mantra. Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto.
Okay. Bhutto, Bhutto.
This is called mental exercise. You have to, or else you will not have the strength to recite the mantra when you need to.
I see. Okay. Can.
Okay, that's about all the time we have for tonight. All right.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Thank you, everybody, for joining and participating in the meeting. I hope you can benefit from it and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
สาธุค่ะ
Thank you, Ajaan. Sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you. Me. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, good night.
Bye bye good night
Bye bye.
bye bye
ขอบคุณคุณหลาคุณบอยนะครับ
ขอบคุณค่ะ